Yes.
Get ready to take control of your own financial destiny. It's time to build your dream business. Welcome to the Empowered Entrepreneur.
This just got exciting.
With your host, Spider Graham. Your education starts now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. This is Spider Graham, and today I want to talk about something that I think it has a tendency to steer toward the metaphysical from time to time, but I think it's an incredibly important part of any success metric, and that is setting affirmations. Now, what is an affirmation? Well, an affirmation is really a message that you send to yourself. And the whole idea of an affirmation is that you start feeding information into your subconscious so that you can start to think differently. Now, in past broadcasts, we've talked about the idea of kind of tweaking your personal perceptions of the world to make you more receptive to opportunity, to make you able to see, where problems may lie, and to help you on your path. And affirmations is really a part of that. Now, by the way, for me personally, I have the tendency to not to be overly spiritual when it comes to these kinds of matters. I really think that the idea that I just put it out there and I repeat this and the universe hears my need, and it's, that doesn't necessarily work for me personally. But what I do believe is that if I have an affirmation that I read or that I repeat over and over again, eventually the meaning of it will sink into my subconscious and it will start to change how I see the world. Now, so let me give you an example. An affirmation, and by the way, this was probably made fun of more often than it needed to be years and years ago on Saturday Night Live with a character called Stuart Smalley. And some of you may remember Al Franken playing Stuart Smalley, and his affirmation looking in the mirror is, I'm smart, I'm capable, and doggone it, people like me, which is fine. It's a good thing to give yourself, but obviously they poked an awful lot of fun at the fact that this is a bit of a loser trying to pull himself together. And I'm not saying that, affirmations can't become a crutch for some people and can't be misused, because like anything, there are people who are going to misunderstand the meaning. But the purpose behind affirmations is to give yourself permission to rewire your brain and to rethink about how you approach a project. So let's just say, for example, your affirmation to yourself may have something to do with a goal that you're setting. Maybe you have a dream house that you want, or maybe there's a salary that you want to reach. And so by creating an affirmation, by the way, and most people will tell you that an affirmation should be put in the present tense, not in future tense. Because in future tense, we start to believe is everything that all these good things we want are going to happen to us in the future. And when we get to the future, we're going to believe that they're going to happen to us in the future. So if we do it in the present tense, then we believe it's going to happen right now, right? This is an important distinction. So let's just say you say to yourself, okay, well, here's what I want in my life as a goal. I want to buy this dream house at this location and has these amenities, okay? Or maybe it's a car you want or whatever, something that you want to acquire. Once again, in a lot of ways, what you're doing is you're setting a specific goal, which is incredibly important because, once again, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. But now we're in a situation where say, this is what I want specifically. Now, it's not enough just to say I have a goal. And by the way, we've talked about this in the past as well, but with goals, you want to write them down. And not only do you want to write them down, but you want to review them on a very regular basis because, hey, we might write it down. Here's my New Year's resolutions for this year. And the next time you look at them as next year and say, oh, wait, I forgot I made this list. So you want to make a list of what you want to accomplish and you want to review it daily if you can. Once again, you want to keep these things top of mind. You can also change them. Just because you set a goal doesn't mean you necessarily need to stick to it if things change. Like, tweak your goals, alter them a little bit. But what affirmations do is they start to feed into the idea that we deserve these goals or that we can earn these goals. We can help make them possible in our minds. So, for example, I set a goal to have this dream house that I want to buy. I should be specific on how much it's going to cost and where it's going to be and the amenities. That's one of the things that I really need to get in my own mind is an understanding of not just a dream house, but this type of dream house, where it's going to be, all that good stuff. And now what we have to do is work on our subconscious to really believe some things about how we are going to attain this goal. Now look, without picking on anyone's parents or anyone's upbringing, a lot of us grew up in environments that didn't really foster a sense of confidence, okay? I know personally there are times when you start to believe that maybe you are kind of worthless, and whether your parents intended to feed this message to you or not. And by the way, as a parent, you know how hard the job is. It's a hard gig, and you don't always check your tongue at the door when you really should. But there are times as an adult, you look back on the things that your parents told you about you, and you start to think, maybe I am kind of just a slacker dude, and I'm never going to amount to anything. And what you have to do now is you have to tell yourself a different story. You have to be able to go back and say, I deserve to live in a big house in this location. I can make the money that I need to cover this mortgage. I can live there and be happy. All right. So you go down a positive path, but what you do is you give yourself permission to attain the goal. You make it okay. Because a lot of the time what ends up happening is people want things, but then they believe deep down subconsciously that they don't deserve them. Okay? Well, I'd really like to be a millionaire, but if I became a millionaire, then my family would hate me because they would suddenly think that I thought I was better than them because I made all this money and they didn't have any. And you know what I'm saying? And I think we're all been down that path. Well, if I drive a BMW, which I really want, my friends are going to think I'm kind of an ostentatious ass. And, I don't want my friends to think I'm going to be like that. So I'll just drive this piece of crap, fifth user kind of car around so I don't have to, prove to anybody that I'm better than them. Guess what? You can do that, by the way. Perfectly capable of living your life that way, but you don't have to. Give yourself permission to be successful. That's one of the things that makes people succeed in business. I know it sounds like a no-brainer, but the reality is that success is not automatic just because we do all the right things and say, okay, I'm opening the doors of my business, I have some money, I'm going to go get customers and all that. You have to believe that you deserve it. There's so many documented cases of people who have won the lottery only to follow up with I feel guilty, I feel horrible, I don't deserve to have this kind of money. And then they end up finding ways to get rid of their money as quickly as possible to get back to a point where they feel comfortable. Oh, good, I got rid of all that pesky money. Now I'm poor again. I feel better about myself. Okay? So instead of giving themselves permission to be rich and do something fantastic with that money to become a better person and make the world better, they just deal with the guilt and that I don't deserve this. This doesn't fit me. This isn't me. So much of what we do in life is based upon self-identity. And affirmations help us to change existing identities or to build new ones. And that's what we're trying to do here. So by giving yourself permission to be successful, by giving yourself permission to go after your goals, you're going to be more able to reach them. So if you sit down and you say, okay, here's a list of goals that I want to accomplish, sometimes you don't even realize subconsciously that you're saying to yourself, nah, I don't deserve that. Let's see that. I really, really, really like this woman a lot. I really think we have something going for us. I really think this could be a fantastic relationship. And I think she feels the same way about me that I do about her. But boy, did I shoot out of my range. I don't deserve her. She's great. And what does she see? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that to yourself. If you find yourself in a relationship that you really want, give yourself permission to have it. Okay? It's your side, by the way. You can't make it happen one-sided. Try having a relationship where only one of you wants to be in it. Not going to happen. But if you go into this situation and you say to yourself, I deserve to be happy, I deserve to have the love of this other person, okay, and they deserve to have my love, by the way, then you're heading in the right direction. So what you need to do, once again, is we're going to change how we think about things. So first phase, set goals. Second phase, start to identify areas where you might feel uncomfortable about a goal that you've set. Where you might say to yourself, well, I really don't deserve that, or I can't possibly do that, or what are people going to think about me if I do that? Okay? Identify where those things are. That's the important thing. And then build affirmations. Now, an affirmation is really a phrase. It's a short paragraph or a couple of sentences that allow you to do something to change how you tweak. So let's say the dream house example. I might say to myself, okay, Spider, you want to live in this house? You deserve to live in this house. By the way, you are living in a home in this community. You live here with your beautiful family, and you have a BMW parked in the driveway, and you are very happy and successful in your life. Now, once again, remember, present tense, not future tense. So I have this as an affirmation. What I'm doing is I'm trying to paint this picture in my mind. And if I take this affirmation and I repeat it over and over and over again over time, eventually my subconscious starts to believe it as well. I can say, yeah, this is great, this is a dream, and then I woke up. Or I can say, yeah, I do deserve this, I do want this, and I can have this. I might not have it tomorrow, but I'm working on it. And slowly we head toward making that happen. There's an analogy here, by the way, and a lot of it ties back in the idea of thinking positively, which affirmations certainly do. But if you don't cultivate these positive thoughts, then negative thoughts will often take their place. And I often think of it like a garden. If you want to have a beautiful garden, let's say you fill it with flowers. If you want to have a flower garden, you're going to have to go out there and you're going to have to plant the right seeds. You're going to have to make sure it has the right nutrition. You're going to have to make sure it has ample sunlight. You have to make sure that whatever you can do for each type of flower is specific to its needs. Okay? If you follow this and you weed and you water and everything's good, then you're going to have a garden full of beautiful flowers. If you take that same plot and you do absolutely nothing to it, it is going to automatically fill up with weeds. Okay? If you do nothing in your life is going to fill up with weeds. If you don't tell yourself that you deserve these things, you're going to default to the negativity, the weeds that are already in your mind. Give yourself permission to succeed. That's the most important thing I can share with you. You deserve to be happy and successful. You deserve to make a good living. You deserve to have the finer things in life. There's no one here who says you can't have that. Okay? Yeah, you may hear your parents' voice saying, "Who do you think you are? We're too poor to be." You have to get away from that. You're not that. You are you, and you are now. Believe in yourself. Give yourself permission. Create affirmations to help drive you toward that conclusion. And you're going to live a lot happier, and you're going to be a much better person in the long run because you are living your dream and you are able to reach your goals. Anyway, that's all I have on this topic. Good luck with it. Like I said, this is not necessarily an easy thing, and there are a lot of hurdles we all need to get over, but give yourself permission to succeed. And that's really the first step to getting there. Anyway, this is Spider Graham. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I'll catch you really soon.
For more free resources and advice for entrepreneurs, visit spidergraham.com and become a subscriber today.